this is basically a video. This is our second part of the chapter sexual reproduction. Okay, so I hope that you have seen the video of the first part and you have gone through every aspect, every the terms and things I have explained, the mitosis and the meiosis part especially. Understanding that is very important to understand this part of the video, because this is one of the most interesting and tough part that is I'm going to teach today. And basically you need to understand, have a clear concept about the meiosis part and the mitosis part too. And yeah, so I expect and I hope that you have seen the last video, and if you have not, please go out of this video, see the last video, then come back and see this video. Anyway, let me begin. Today I will basically compare the structure and the composition of the testes and the ovary. Okay, and basically the sperm or sperm formation and ovum formation. We will compare and learn so that our concept becomes clear about the thing. This is one of the most important topics of class 12, so please pay attention and listen to what I say properly and nicely. So basically I have taken your NCERT book to explain, and I have also used one of my very old reference book. I will be using diagram from this book. So anyway, at first you get ready to understand everything, and let's begin. You see, at first if I start discussing about the structure of the testes, about first if I discuss about the structure of the testes, the location of the testis is the scrotum sac or the scrotum, scrotal sac. This term very well. Scrotal sac or scrotum is the bag-like structure, okay, which contains the testis, which definitely contains the testis. Yes, this do contain the testis. Testis is inside the scrotum sac or the scrotal sac. Now, each of our testis is of the size 4 centimeter, okay, 4 centimeter long and 25 gram in mass. Okay, the weight of the testis is 25 gram. However, the ovum is, the ovary is 3 centimeter and 15 gram. Okay, so 4 centimeter and 25 gram in 4 centimeter in the length. Suppose if this is the testis, okay, so 4 centimeter in length, okay, and 25 gram in measurement. You see, the testis is lying in the scrotal sac. That you very well know that the testis lies in the scrotal sac, and inside the testis there is formation of sperm, right? Formation of sperm, which is the male gamete. You very well know. Now, as a matter of fact, sperm formation requires temperature which is lower than 37 degrees Celsius, few degree lower than 37 degrees Celsius. 37 degrees Celsius is our normal body temperature. Normal body temperature, and the sperm formation do occur a few degrees lower, maybe 2 degrees Celsius to 3 degrees Celsius lower. Okay, so it definitely happens at 34 to 35 degrees Celsius. This is the optimal temperature for formation of optimal temperature for formation of sperm. You already know these things. Okay, so I hope that you understand these things and you know these things from your class 10 knowledge only. Now, as a matter of fact, you also know, and the thing that you should know is, I'm sorry for that. Okay, so the thing that you know and the thing that you should know is that you see the scrotal sac contains the scrotal sac contains almost no fatty insulation. That means there is almost absence of the presence of adipose tissue, the tissue which store fat in the scrotal sac. Did you know this? No, this is new information, I hope. And I hope that you can justify this information, because the insulation is not there in the scrotal sac, which will help the scrotal sac to maintain the temperature at 34 to 35, which is below 37 degrees Celsius, which is the optimal temperature for production of sperms. Now, as a matter of fact, also there is another modification that you should know about in the scrotum sac, is that, or the scrotum, the second modification that you should know about is, what is the second modification that you should know about? That it is muscular. It has muscular, that is have involuntary muscular movement. Okay, it has involuntary muscular movement. Now question arises, what is the presence of little bit of muscles making it little bit muscular and having involuntary muscular movement? Let us learn about the importance. So this was our first page. I will though send the picture, but still you can take screenshot from here. This is our first page of understanding. Okay, so let us move into the next page and let us try to understand that what is the importance of the presence of involuntary muscular movement. Now, importance of involuntary muscular movement. What is the importance of the involuntary muscular movement? Now, the importance of the involuntary muscular movement is that, you see, what happens is that during summer, or when the outer temperature is high, during the summer when the outer temperature is high, that means the body temperature will also do homeostasis and regulate its temperature. The scrotal sac will move out, and you do not control the moving out of the scrotal sac. The scrotal sac in Bengali, if I say, ota jhule pore, right or wrong? So the scrotal sac moves out, and when the outer temperature is low, that is, this is during the summer, and this is during the winter, when the outer temperature is low, what happens? The scrotal sac moves up, towards the body, so that it can receive the heat of the body. Too low a temperature is also not good for sperm production. So the moves out or moves down, right? So, and it moves up towards the body, so that it can receive little bit heat from the body. So this involuntary movement helps, and this involuntary movement due to involuntary muscles present in the scrotal sac helps the testis to maintain the temperature, or the optimal temperature, for the production of the sperm. I hope that you understand this particular concept. Okay, now I'm sorry for that noise outside. In the lockdown also everything will, anyway, I'm sorry. So I hope that you have understood this particular thing, and I hear an extra knowledge that I would like to impart, that in males of the kind of organisms who seasonally breed, who are seasonal breeders. Obviously, you know the meaning of seasonal breeders. Who are seasonal breeders, the scrotal sac comes out. The scrotal sac comes out during breeding season. During breeding season, and the scrotal sac moves in during the non-breeding seasons. During the non-breeding season means it is not like us. Okay, that during summer and winter, maintaining the temperature, it will move up and down due to the involuntary muscles present. It is not like that. It is when the breeding season is there and when the breeding season is not there. On the basis of that, it happens. So I hope that this information is interesting and fascinating to you. And also another interesting information that I will give you: the testis lies in the in the abdomen near the kidney during the development of the baby, development of the male baby, during development of the male baby, of the baby in the female fetus. Okay, in the female fetus. So in the female fetus, and it descends into scrotal sac. Descends means comes out in the scrotal sac during taking birth or just before taking birth. Now I hope that this is an interesting info for you. And I also want to say you regarding this that sometimes the testis fails to descend into the scrotal sac from the abdomen during the birth of the child, and those male childs develop themselves to be impotent. Impotent, who cannot give birth to child. The males who are impotent, inside their scrotal sac, the testis did not descend when they took birth, and that's why they became impotent. Okay, so this is one of the reasons of impotency. However, there can be other reasons of impotency too. Okay, non-production of hormonal disbalance, non-production of sperms inside the testis due to various hormonal disbalance, or there are no formation of spermatozoa due to insufficient spermatozoo present. So spermatogonia present. So you will learn the details of it later on. But however, this I wanted to say you. So yeah, that is one thing. Now the structure of the testis. Okay, let us understand about the structure of the testis. First I will focus this camera into a diagram of my old book so that you can understand the structure. Let's focus it. So this is the structure of the testis. I am sorry for the noise outside. I'll just okay. So this is the structure of the testis. So this is a testis, Okay, at the outside of the testis, there is a fibrous covering of the testis. This you can see in black. Okay, this is known as tunica albuginea. This is known as the tunica albuginea. Please take screenshot of this. Okay, and this is known as the tunica albuginea. Though I will send you the PDF. Okay, this is known as the tunica albuginea. So tunica albuginea is a fibrous tissue which is the outermost covering of the testis. Inside the testis there are various lobes. You see this: 1 lobe, 2 lobe, 3 lobe, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Various lobes are there, and inside the lobes there are tubules, small tube-like structure, tiny tube-like structure, coiled, highly coiled tubules are there, and these are known as seminiferous tubules. Okay, so that is one thing. Now all these tubules from all the lobules arise, or they join into a structure known as rete testis. Okay, known as the rete testis. Here this is known as the rete testis. Okay, and then the rete testis leads to the epididymis. So, and the separation of one lobule from the another lobule is known as the septum. Any separation in biological structure is known as septum. You know that. Okay, so in heart also there is septum which separates the right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, left राइट ऑरिकल लेफ्ट ऑरिकल, राइट वेंट्रिकल लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल में जो सेपरेशन होता है, अगर आप लोगों को याद है, ये हार्ट है, हाँ, तो यहाँ पे तो वो दो स्ट्रक्चर आर देयर, बाइकस्पिड एंड ट्राइकस्पिड वाल्व। यहाँ पे सेप्टम होता है ना, यहाँ पे सेप्टम होता है, राइट और वेंट्रिकल लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल के बीच में लाइक। सो बायोलॉजिकल स्ट्रक्चर में वो अलग करने वाला जो स्ट्रक्चर है उसको सेप्टम बोलते हैं। तो यहाँ पे भी अच्छे से नोटिस करो, यहाँ पे भी ये देखो, ये सेप्टम है, ये सेप्टम है, ओके, ये सेप्टम है, ये सेप्टम है, जो अलग अलग लोब्यूल्स को अलग अलग कर रहा है। द डिफरेंट लोब्यूल्स आर सेपरेटेड, ओके। सो अलग अलग लोब्यूल्स को अलग अलग कर रहा है, इसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? सेप्टम बोलते हैं। एक लोब्यूल में क्या प्रेजेंट है? हाईली कन्व्यूलेटेड और हाईली कॉइल्ड सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स प्रेजेंट है। क्या प्रेजेंट है? हाईली कन्व्यूलेटेड और हाईली कॉइल्ड सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल। हाईली कन्व्यूलेटेड और हाईली कॉइल्ड सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल, यहाँ पे हाईली कन्व्यूलेटेड और हाईली कॉइल्ड सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स प्रेजेंट है, सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स, ओके। ये सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल इतना कन्व्यूलेटेड है कि इसको अगर खींचोगे, खींच के लंबा करोगे, जैसे डीएनए को खींच के लंबा कर सकते हो, डीएनए हाईली कॉइल्ड है, तो इसको, इस सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल को अगर खींच के लंबा करोगे तो इसका लेंथ ऑलमोस्ट 70 to 80 सेंटीमीटर होता है। कैन यू इमेजिन? 70 to 80 सेंटीमीटर। 70 to 80 सेंटीमीटर मतलब तुम्हारा जो 15 सेंटीमीटर को स्केल है उसको 16 बार सोचो, ओके। 15 सेंटीमीटर का जो स्केल है, 15 5 जो 75, 15 6 जो 90, सो सॉरी 6 टाइम्स ऑफ दैट 15 सेंटीमीटर स्केल। आपका जो 15 सेंटीमीटर वाला स्केल है, जितना ओरिजिनली, तो आपका जो मोबाइल का लेंथ है थोड़ा बड़ा होता है उससे, ठीक है। आपके मोबाइल का लेंथ को थोड़ा बड़ा सोचो और उसको फिर 6 टाइम्स सोचो, तो कितना बड़ा हो सकता है? वो चीज हाईली कॉयल होके जो सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल है वो एक लोब्यूल में है, और एक लोब्यूल में एक सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल नहीं है, एक लोब्यूल में बहुत सारा सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल है। ये भी दिमाग में रखना चाहिए, एक लोब्यूल में बहुत सारा सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल है। तो हम लोगों ने टेस्टिस के बारे में क्या क्या सीखा, सीखते हैं। फर्स्ट, टेस्टिस का जो कवरिंग है वो एक फाइब्रस टिश्यू से बना हुआ होता है, जिसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? ट्यूनिका एल्बुजेनिया। फाइब्रस टिश्यू से कवरिंग है, उसको क्या बोलते हैं? ट्यूनिका एल्बुजेनिया। अच्छा, फिर उसके अंदर टेस्टिस का जो मेन जो मेडुला है, या मेन जो मिडिल पोर्शन है, ठीक है, मिडिल पोर्शन मतलब मेडुला, तो मेडुला जो मिडिल पोर्शन है, उस मिडिल पोर्शन में क्या है? लोब्यूल्स है, लोब्स, ओके। 1 लोब, 2 लोब, 3 लोब, 4 5 6 7 8 लोब्स है। लोब्स के अंदर क्या है? सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स है। एक लोब के अंदर बहुत सारा सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल हो सकता है। एक लोब के अंदर क्या हो सकता है? बहुत सारा सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स हो सकता है। और सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल क्या होता है? हाईली कॉइल्ड होकर रहता है। मैं सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल के बारे में अभी थोड़े में देर में बात करूंगा। तो सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल हाईली कॉइल्ड होता है, और एक के अंदर बहुत सारे सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल हो सकता है, और एक सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल को अगर एक्सटेंड करोगे तो उसका लेंथ लगभग 80 to 90 सेंटीमीटर होता है। और मैंने तुम लोग को इमेजिन करवाया है। अब एक लोब से दूसरे लोब का जो डिवीजन है उसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? सेप्टम। तो ट्यूनिका एल्बुजिनिया समझ में आ गया, लोब्यूल्स समझ में आ गया, लोब्यूल्स के अंदर सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल्स होता है बहुत सारा, वो समझ में आ गया। एक सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल का लेंथ 80 सेंटीमीटर to 90 सेंटीमीटर हो सकता है, वो समझ में आ गया। फिर हर एक लोब से डक्ट उठता है जो एक स्ट्रक्चर में कनेक्ट होता है, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं रेटिटेस्टिस, और रेटिटेस्टिस से डक्ट निकल के ये हुआ तुम्हारा रेटिटेस्टिस, जो डक्ट निकल के ये पूरा रेटिटेस्टिस, और रेटिटेस्टिस से डक्ट्स निकलता है, निकल के क्या होता है? एक वासा एफरेंशिया में कनेक्ट होता है, जो वासा एफरेंशिया एक ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर में लीड करता है, ठीक है। वो ब्लड, जैसे बहुत सारा ब्लड कैपिलरी मिलके एक ब्लड वेसल में घुस जाता है, ठीक है। ठीक उसी तरह बहुत सारा रेटिटेस्टिस में बहुत सारा वेसल्स होता है जो लीड करता है वासा एफरेंशिया में, जो एक डक्ट बनाते हैं एपिडाइमिस में लीड करता है। एपिडाइमिस एक ऐसा ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर है, इरेगुलर ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, जो टेस्टिस के ऊपर ऐसे ओके बैठा हुआ है, एंड वो लीड करता है द स्पर्म डक्ट, जिससे स्पर्म जाके यूरेथ्रा में मिलके हम लोगों के पेनिस से निकलता है। तो ऐसे करके ये वास डिफरेंस जो क्लास 10 में सीखा था, डक्टस डिफरेंस मतलब वास डिफरेंस में यहाँ। तो आई होप दैट यू हैव अंडरस्टूड दिस। नाउ लेट अस गो एंड अंडरस्टैंड लिटिल बिट डिटेल्स ऑफ द what we can say, the details of the structure of the seminiferous tubule, that what is present inside the seminiferous tubule, that is not there in the diagram. So I have to draw the diagram and make you understand that what is there inside the seminiferous tubule. Okay, so let us try to understand that what is there in the seminiferous tubule. Now what happens is, suppose this is the extended seminiferous tubule. This is the inside of the tube. Here, the types of cells which forms the wall of the tubule is known as germinal epithelial cell. The wall of the tubule, which forms the cells which forms the wall of the tube, is known as germinal epithelial cell. Is known as the germinal epithelial cell. So I hope that you understand, it is known as the germinal epithelial cell. Okay, so this is the germinal epithelial cell, and it forms the entire layer with the help of germinal epithelial cell. So I hope that you understand this particular thing, and I hope that you understand this is the entire seminiferous tubule, that I am showing you. Now what happens is, the germinal epithelial cell, this is the basement. Okay, suppose this is the basement which is attached to the germinal epithelial, the wall of the tube. Okay, this basement is formed of types of cells known as spermatozoa. So I hope that you understand, it forms the types of the cells known as the spermatozoa. So spermatozoa is there, and there is another type of cells first, and there is another type of second, Sertoli cells. Okay, there is Sertoli cells. Now Sertoli cells gives support. Spermatozoa divides to form sperm. यहाँ पे मैं सिंपली बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है, बाद में इसके डिटेल्स में जाएंगे. स्पर्मेटोजोआ डिवाइड्स टू फॉर्म स्पर्म. आई होप दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड. एंड सर्टली सेल्स गिव सपोर्ट टू द स्पर्मेटोजोआ by providing nutrition, number one, giving mechanical support, number two, and number three, protection. Okay, so it gives a nutrition, mechanical support, and protection to the spermatozoa. So certainly both spermatozoa, from which the sperms form, and the Sertoli cells are present in the basement, and Sertoli cells are the supportive cells which helps to develop the spermatozoa, or give it protection or mechanical support or nutrition so that it can form the sperms. So hopefully you understand that it carries lots of nutrition, so that means it is granular cell. So understanding that is not very difficult. So that is one thing that you should understand. Now, so I hope that you have understood the inside of the seminiferous tubule. And sir, in the tube, in the middle, what is there inside the seminiferous tubule? Here the mature sperm, the sperms that have spermed, okay, the sperm that have formed are there. Okay, sir, why are you not showing the tail of the sperm? You just drew the tail of the sperm and you have cut it here and showing goal sperm. Why? Because the tail of the sperm does not develop inside the seminiferous tubule. The tail of the sperm does not develop inside the seminiferous tubule. It comes, travels up, the tail develops in the epididymis. That is why the sperm, stays in the epididymis for a certain time, so that the tail can develop and the motility can be gained in the epididymis. So I hope that you have understood that factor, that why we have done goal structure here. So that is one important thing. But these are the mature, the developed or the formed haploid sperms. Okay, they are, I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, so I hope that you have understood this particular thing, and yeah, so that is one thing that I wanted to make you understand. So I hope that you have understood this entire thing, and you are well accustomed to it by now. And I wanted to mention one more thing, is that you see the seminiferous tubule you see inside the sperm. Suppose if this is the testis, and if these are the lobules of the testes, and inside the, you know, the seminiferous tubule is highly coiled, the seminiferous tubule is highly coiled, there are, you know, spaces inside the seminiferous tubule. There are spaces inside the seminiferous tubule. These spaces are known as interstitial spaces. These spaces are known as interstitial spaces. Okay, suppose there is this thing. Okay, so these spaces are known as interstitial spaces. Okay, so these are the spaces known as the interstitial spaces. I hope that you understand. Now, there are types of cells in the spaces known as interstitial cells. Interstitial cells. Now, what is the function of these interstitial cells? These are the interstitial cells which present in between the gaps of the coils of the seminiferous tubule. They are not inside the seminiferous tubule. They are outside the seminiferous tubule, and in between the gaps or the coils of the seminiferous tubule. I hope that you understand. In the gaps of the coils of the seminiferous tubule, I hope that you understand this particular factor. So these are known as the interstitial cells or interstitial spaces. Okay, so what is contained there? There is contained the interstitial cells. What is the other name of interstitial cells? The other name of interstitial cells is Leydig cells. Okay, now what happens is that in case of the Leydig cells, okay, the Leydig cells, what I can say is that they contain fibroblasts, blood vessels. Not only the Leydig cells are present in the interstitial space, there is the presence of, number one, blood vessels. Okay, there is presence of blood vessels. Number two, there is presence of fibroblasts. Okay, there is presence of fibroblasts. Number three, there is presence of nerves and lymphatics. There is presence of nerves and lymphatics. I hope that you understand this particular issue and this particular thing. So I have discussed the entire thing about the structure of the, what we can say, I have discussed the entire structure of the testis. So now, after discussing the entire structure of the testis, I hope that you understand, and you can rewind the video and see again and again, and if there is a doubt you can ask me. I'm not going to repeat. So I hope that you have understood all these things. So now let us go and understand a little bit about, one more thing that I wanted to discuss. Please don't forget that until the age of the puberty, when the sperm production begins at the age of 12 years for boys, 12 years or so, 12ish, right, 12ish, so 12 years or so. So I hope that you understand this particular fact, and until then these structures are not there, sir, inside. Obviously there, but the interstitial cells, the Leydig cells, do not become activated until the age of 12 years to produce the, to give the rise to the hormones. The Leydig cells give rise to the hormone testosterone. The Leydig cells give rise to the hormone testosterone. Until then, it doesn't give rise to the hormone testosterone. The testosterone is the inducer of sperm production inside the seminiferous tubule. So until 12 years, the testosterone does not become so active, or the Leydig cells does not become so active to produce the testosterone. After 12 years, the pituitary, stimulates the gonadotrophic hormone, the luteinizing hormone, the follicle stimulating hormone, the LH, the FSH, and the GnRH, which you have learned in class 11, and then the interstitial in the interstitial cells or in the Leydig cells, what happens is they get activated to produce the testosterone, and after that the testosterone gets activated and allows the spermatozoa that is present inside the the basement membrane, activates them to produce the sperm inside the seminiferous tubule. So I hope that the entire thing is clear to you. Now if the entire thing is clear to you, now we will learn about spermatogenesis or the male gametogenesis. The gametogenesis means production of gamete. The term gametogenesis means production of gametes. So I hope that you know the term gametogenesis means the production of gametes. I hope that you know this. Okay, now when the term gametogenesis do mean the production of gametes, so it is divided into two parts: spermatogenesis, that is production of sperms in case of males, and oogenesis, that is production of ovum in case of females. So production of sperm in case of males and production of ovum in case of females. So oogenesis. So I hope that you have absolutely understood this. Now we will discuss about spermatogenesis. Then the entire topic will be clear in our minds. Spermatogenesis. So let us try to understand about spermatogenesis right now. Okay. Okay, so spermatogenesis. Okay, so spermatogenesis is, there are a few steps in spermatogenesis. The first step is spermatocytogenesis, and the second step is spermiogenesis. Okay, the first phase is spermatocytogenesis and the second is spermiogenesis. Now you have to understand that spermatocytogenesis and spermiogenesis, these are the two steps of the formation of sperms. Okay. Now let us try to understand it. Now to understand it, I will at first want to say you that the primary germ cell are there first. At first, what is there? The primary germ cells are there. Okay. Now from the primary germ cells, okay, now the primary germ cells are there. Now from the primary germ cells, where are the primary germ cells? The primary germ cells are where? The primary germ cells are here. Okay, in the walls of the seminiferous tubules, right? So from the primary germ cells, there is continuously, the primary germ cells are diploid in number. Now remember, okay, there is continuous division or continuous multiplication, which is known as the multiplication phase, and that's why it is known as continuous division or continuous multiplication goes on, and there is production of diploid, okay, spermatozoa. Okay, spermatozoa is plural, the singular is spermato. The spermatogonia. Sorry. I have done a mistake here. Okay, I got confused with the names. So at first, listen now. At first, there are primary germ cells. Where are the primary germ cells? In the walls of the seminiferous tubule. Then there is a multiplication and there is production of diploid spermatogonia. Spermatogonia, not spermatozoa. Spermatozoa not. I'll tell you what is spermatozoa. There is spermatogonia. What is the spermatogonia is plural. What is the singular? Spermatogonium. Spermatogonium is the singular. Spermatogonia. There is production of spermatogonia. And there is continuous multiplication and lot of spermatogonia are produced. Okay. Lot of spermatogonia are produced here. Okay. So another thing that I would like to correct, that just hold on. Here also I did a mistake. Here I told that in the basement membrane there is spermatozoa. No, there is spermatogonia. In the basement membrane there is, just replace the word spermatozoa with spermatogonia. There is spermatogonia in the basement membrane and Sertoli cells. Okay, so from the germ cells the spermatogonia is produced, which is present in the basement. Okay, membrane, which is present in the basement membrane. So I hope there is no confusion now. So from the primary germ cells there is production of spermatogonia. Okay, yeah, so there is production of spermatogonia. Now there is continuous multiplication and lot of spermatogonias are produced, which is lined up in the basement membrane. Like you have seen, there is basement membrane here. Okay, there is the layer of the primary germ cells, and in the red that is the basement membrane. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Anyway, so in the tube of the seminiferous tubule, or the tube structure is formed of primary germ cell, and it goes into the multiplication phase, that is continuously divides by the process of what? By the process of, where is my red pen? Just hold on. Just give me 2 minutes, okay? Anyway, don't know. Okay. I'm so yeah. So so in the basement membrane there is lots of germ cells, and there is production of spermatogonia from the germ cells by the process of what? By definitely the process of the multiplication phase. The multiplication occurs by the process of mitosis. Okay, the process of mitosis occurs, okay, and gives rise to spermatogonia. And definitely if mitosis occurs, the spermatogonia is also in 2n phase. Okay, after that what happens? If the arrow, if I develop, after that the spermatogonia matures. Spermatogonia, okay, it matures. The spermatogonia matures and forms. The spermatogonia matures and forms what we can say, the spermatogonia matures, okay, and the spermatogonia matures and goes into the growth phase. The spermatogonia matures and goes into growth phase. So that means goes into growth phase means it becomes little bit bigger. Okay, it becomes little bit bigger. So that is one thing. Now what happens? Now from the spermatogonia, this entire process that is happening now from the spermatogonia, the bigger or the matured or the spermatogonia which is in the growth phase already. Okay, now what happens, it grows and it bigger, and from it develops primary spermatocyte. Now, sir, how from the bigger spermatogonia, from the bigger spermatogonia, how the primary spermatocyte forms? It forms by the process of meiosis. Definitely, it forms by the process of meiosis. The meiosis forms the primary spermatocyte. The meiosis forms the primary spermatocyte. I hope that you understand that the meiosis forms the primary spermatocyte. I hope that you understand this particular factor or this particular thing, that the meiosis forms the primary spermatocyte. Okay, now that means if spermatogonia was already 2n in number, the primary spermatocyte is n in number. Okay, the primary spermatocyte is n in number. Now how many spermatocytes gets produced? You see, in meiosis, because meiosis occurs, there are two steps of meiosis, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Now, this is the part you need to be very accustomed with the earlier video, so that you understand meiosis, that how meiosis occurs. Very well you have to understand the meiosis, that how meiosis occurs. Now, at first what happens, suppose this is the spermatogonia. Okay, or this. Oh, another correction. I am so sorry. I promise this is the last mistake that has happened. Mitosis occurs. I am so sorry. From the spermatogonia, that is the mature spermatogonia itself, the mature spermatogonia itself does mitosis to form the primary spermatocyte. I will tell it again because I have confused you a lot. I will tell it again. I am sorry for that. At first, there is spermatogonia. Fine. At first there is spermatogonia, which has 2n number. From the spermatogonia, there is mitosis. And there is formation from the at first there is primary germ cell. Primary germ cell is primary germ cell, like I have written here. Okay, there is primary germ cell in the basement membrane. I am saying again so that the confusion is not there. Okay, from the primary germ cell is there. From the primary germ cell, what happens is there is formation of spermatogonia or singular spermatogonium. This happens by the process of mitosis, because the primary germ cells also are 2n in number. The spermatogonia is also 2n in number. Where is the primary germ cell? In the tube wall of the seminiferous tubule. And where is the spermatogonia? The spermatogonia is in the basement membrane. Now, what happens is, in case of this, the spermatogonia is there, okay, in the basement membrane. And from the primary germ cell, what happens? Mitosis happens. Okay, mitosis happens and forms spermatogonia. From the spermatogonia, again mitosis happens, and there is formation of primary spermatocyte. Now let us be clear. There is primary germ cell. From the primary germ cell, the multiplication phase enters, and the primary germ cell continuously multiplies and produces the spermatogonia. Then the spermatogonia continuously multiplies. The spermatogonia matures and goes into growth phase, and it continuously multiplies and becomes bigger and becomes the spermatogonia, which is the 2n in becomes the, not the spermatogonia. The spermatogonia goes into growth phase and divides. This is the correction, and divides and becomes bigger, which is the primary spermatocyte. This is the primary spermatocyte, which is the bigger one, okay, and it is also 2n in number only. It is also 2n in number only. The spermatogonia divides continuously by the process of mitosis. The spermatogonia divides continuously by the process of mitosis and gives rise to primary spermatocyte. Now, the primary spermatocyte is diploid in number. The primary spermatocyte is diploid in number. Now, from the primary spermatocyte, meiosis starts. Meiosis 1 happens. When meiosis 1 happens, it forms two secondary spermatocyte. It forms two secondary spermatocyte. That means it becomes N and N with the sister chromatids attached, if you remember the meiosis 1. And from the secondary spermatocyte, again it divides, okay, and N and N and N and N comes, and this is meiosis 2, and there are production of spermatids. I hope the confusion is clear and you understood my mistake and the correction of the mistake. Still, I will say again so that there is no confusion at all. Now I will use the diagram in the book. At first, there is primary germ cell with diploid chromosome. Then it continuously goes into the multiplication phase and continuously divides. Where does this happen? This happens in the basement membrane, and the production of the spermatogonia. The spermatogonia lies in the basement membrane. Okay, the basement of the seminiferous tubule. If this is the seminiferous tubule, if this is the wall of the tubule, the primary germ cell is present in the wall of the tubule, and in this place, the basement membrane is there. This is filled with spermatogonia and Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells give support and nutrition and protection to the spermatogonia, like I have taught earlier. And what happens is the spermatogonia continuously, now the primary germ cells divide and give rise to spermatogonia, and spermatogonia continuously divides and forms other spermatogoniums here and other spermatogonia here, and which is the multiplication phase. They are all diploid, so that means mitosis is occurring here. What is occurring? Mitosis is occurring. Now what happens? The spermatogonia develops and becomes bigger and forms the primary spermatocyte. The spermatogonia divides and become bigger, matures and becomes bigger and forms the primary spermatocyte. The primary spermatocyte, after the growth phase or after the growth, it divides. The first maturation phase or the meiosis 1 happens. What happens? The 2x divides into, or the 2n divides into n and n. The 2x divide into n and n. The 2x becomes x and x. I hope that you understand this. This is the first mitotic division. If you remember this is the first meiotic division. Sorry. If you remember the meiosis part, what happens at first in meiosis? What happens? One chromosome is there and the other chromosome is there. Then what? There is formation of sister chromatid. There is formation of, this is the thing, then there is formation of sister chromatid, right? If you remember, there is formation of sister chromatid. Okay, and what happens is that they divide, and one with the sister chromatid only goes in the one, and one in the with the sister chromatid goes in the other. So this is 2n, 2 chromosomes. This is nn. Okay, one chromosome. So in the same way, if there are 46 chromosomes, if this is 2 chromosome homologous pair, if there are 46 chromosomes with homologous pair, then there will be 23. Half of the pairs will come, but they will come with the sister chromatid. I hope that you remember. So this was your primary spermatocyte. This was your primary spermatocyte from the spermatogonium, and these are your secondary spermatocyte. So after the spermatogonium, which already contained this chromosomes with one sister chromatid, then it came and it became the 2 sister chromatid, and meiosis 1 happened. Okay, in meiosis 1 this happened, and then what happens? This is the secondary spermatocyte, this is the primary spermatocyte, and then what happens? From here, 1 chromosome in one cell, 1 chromosome in one cell, 1 chromosome one chromosome in one cell and one chromosome in the one cell. So it is actually from 2n to nn and then n. So I hope that you understand this particular thing, 46 to 23 chromosomes, but these 23 are with the sister chromatids, and then these are the actual haploid cells, and these are known as the spermatids. Now this entire process of from the secondary spermatocyte or from the primary germ cell, the entire process starting from the primary germ cell to the spermatogonia to the primary spermatocyte, then to the secondary spermatocyte, this entire, and they from the secondary spermatocyte is to the the spermatids, which is the main sperm that will form. This entire process is known as spermatocytogenesis. This entire process is known as spermatocytogenesis. I hope that you understand. This entire process is known as spermatocytogenesis. These are present. Okay, see. These are present in the basement, in the lining, in the wall of the seminiferous tubule. These are present in the basement membrane with the Sertoli cells, and this is come in between. Primary spermatocyte is somewhere over the basement membrane, in the basement membrane, and from there division has occurred, and the secondary spermatocytes have formed, and from there the spermatids, which are the actually spermatid, later on develops into sperm. The spermatids also lie somewhere near the basement membrane only, but not in the middle. Then after that what happens? It develops into the spermatid, develops into the sperm. Now how the spermatid develops into the sperm? The spermatid develops into the spermatozoa. What happens is the Golgi apparatus of the spermatid containing proteolytic enzymes. The Golgi apparatus of the spermatid में जो Golgi apparatus present होगा, the Golgi apparatus present in the spermatid of the spermatid contain proteolytic enzymes and becomes the acrosomal cap. You remember the acrosomal cap that is present over the, the acrosomal cap that is present over the, head of the sperm, with which the tail of the sperm is attached. The acrosomal cap present on the head of the sperm, with which the tail of the sperm is attached. I hope you can take a note of this particular thing, what I am saying. And from there, what is there? There is the formation of the sperm. After that, the latch of the sperm or the tail of the sperm forms in the epididymis. So all these things are occurring inside the seminiferous tubule, and these spermatids come in the middle portion, and the middle portion of the what we can say the seminiferous tubule, and they pass into the what we can say the retetestis, and from the retetestis they pass into the where they pass into the, I will show you, in the retetestis, and from the retetestis they pass into the epididymis, where they develop tail and becomes like this, and in the epididymis, and then go into the seminiferous vas deferens, and then pass out. The formation from spermatid to the sperm is known as spermiogenesis. The formation of spermatid to the sperm is known as spermiogenesis. So I told you previously only there is two processes, spermatocytogenesis and spermiogenesis. So spermatocytogenesis is from the formation of the primary germ cell up to the spermatid level. I hope that you have understood this. With the help of both mitosis and meiosis they form, and from there it goes, the Golgi apparatus releases the proteolytic enzyme present in the spermatid and forms the acrosomal cap, and with that acrosomal cap the tail gets attached, but the tail formation occurs in the epididymis. The tail formation occurs where? The tail formation occurs in the epididymis. From there it goes into the retetestis, and there the tail formation occurs. So the entire testis, the spermiogenesis occurs in the entire testis, but the spermatocytogenesis occurs only inside the seminiferous tubule. So I hope that you understand that the spermatocytogenesis only occurs in the seminiferous tubule, that is up to the formation of the spermatid, and the spermatid then gets attached with forms the acrosomal cap. This is the acrosomal cap, okay, which is formed from the Golgi apparatus, which forms the acrosomal cap due to proteolytic enzyme. It এই জায়গাটা ফাটিয়ে দেয় আর কি, ফাটিয়ে দিয়ে এখানে acrosomal cap জয়েন করে দেয়, ঠিক আছে। এই acrosomal capটাও জয়েন হয় কারণ কি স্পারমাটিডগুলো ওই ওখানেই তোর ওই বেসমেন্ট মেমব্রেনের মধ্যেই লেগে যায়, লেগে গিয়ে ওখানে অ্যাক্রোজোমাল ক্যাপটা ফর্ম হয়, তারপর কি হয়, এখান দিয়ে টেল ফর্মেশন হয়। ঠিক আছে, টেল ফর্মেশনটা কোথায় হয় না, এপিডিডাইমিসে হয়, মানে তার আগেই ও সব ভাসা এফারেন্সিয়াটিয়া দিয়ে এই যে এইসব জায়গা দিয়ে ভাসা এফারেন্সিয়াটিয়া দিয়ে এপিডিডাইমিসের মধ্যে চলে যায়। সো আই হোপ দ্যাট ইউ আন্ডারস্টুড দ্য এন্টায়ার প্রসেস অফ স্পারমাটোসাইটোজেনেসিস অ্যান্ড দেন স্পার্মিওজেনেসিস। তাহলে বুঝতেই পারছি স্পারমাটোজাইনেসিসটা সাইটোজেনেসিসটা শুধু সেমিনিফেরাস টিবিউলের মধ্যে হয়, কিন্তু স্পার্মিওজেনেসিসটা কিন্তু সেমিনিফেরাস টিবিউল থেকে বেরিয়ে গিয়ে এপিডিডাইমিসে গিয়ে কমপ্লিট হয়। তো আই হোপ যে তোরা এটা বুঝলি।